Good morning, everybody. I had an eventful night last night. I longed the dip on 2 different occasions, and like both ended up getting stopped out. Well, one got stopped out. The second one I just closed because I had to call it a night. It was so damn late. And had I kept it open, I probably would have been fine. But man, I was throwing a Hail Mary and it did not hit. I was throwing a Hail Mary trying to just take the port back up into that 77%, 100% territory, and it did not hit. So the boy is down. Let me take a look here. 42% on the Tourney account. I think I started with like 110, and now I'm down to like 64. So it's, you know, it's one of those things when you're trading a smaller port on a tournament, and it's really easy just to be like, fuck it, I'm gonna risk like 30 bucks on this next trade. And I did it twice last night and it didn't hit. I was up pretty late taking a look at this. What I was hoping for was, you know, BTC, what it would do is usually when you get a flush, price will make its way up very aggressively. I always compare it to like waves, right? So like the waves roll in, they crash on the shore, and then they recede before coming back and crashing on the shore again. So it's the same thing where, like, you know, the wave comes down, it crashes on the shore, the waterline recedes back into the ocean, and then it comes and crashes again. And so that's what I was looking for here. It's a very short-term trade. It's not something that like you would hit very often, or like you wouldn't hold it for a very long time. Plus, I really like this area for a long, which we'll go ahead and elaborate on or talk about more. But there has been no recede. So like everybody who shorted in here is still very much safe. There's been no like slight move to the upside and then crash again kind of a thing. And so I was hoping that we would get that, especially on lower time frames here, but I don't know. You know, I was talking about this late last week where the market's like really changed. Like the bears really, I mean, I don't want to say that this is a top. I know, like, I brought this up a lot where I'm looking at like October to top out on everything with the first Fed's rate cut. But if we're in one of those spots right now where and ETH is like showing some strength against BTC, like, you know, there's a little bit more of an uptrend here. You could take a look at ETH BTC, and you know, it's pretty clear that there is some strength on ETH relative to BTC. That said, of course, it's a far cry from, you know, where it once was. And that's not to say that it couldn't go up there, but this is still like a really, really nice move up on Ethereum here relative to BTC. So usually how things like that with cycles would work is BTC would top out range, ETH would then get its run up, followed then by smaller market cap coins. And that's like kind of the cyclical nature of how that sort of stuff works. And which I'm low-key salty about this high because I definitely expected it to top out there, and I did not flip short at the time. This is when I was up at 77%. I was up on the Tourney port 77% up here. And I've since been longing this dip, and I've had no luck. And this is all of my losses came from longing in here. At the end of last week, but then of course last night where I was trying to throw Hail Mary passes at, you know, between 11 and 2 a.m. Just to hit one, you know, and it just doesn't work out. It's such an easy thing to do in tournaments when you have your smaller port and you're just like, man, if I just hit one, it can send me up to 100%. And that's part of the strategy too, but I was sitting in a good enough spot that I probably should have just chilled out on that a little bit. So we're going to take a look at our trading plan for the week on BTC. I am at a point now with where my account is at that I am going to have to up my risk and shoot for the stars. So we're going to keep that in mind as we go throughout our trading plan this week. And my goal, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for a really, what I consider to be a high probability setup. And I'm going to oversize relative to the account and look to recoup those losses. This is not standard trading practice. I would not ever recommend doing this on your actual portfolio ever. You always stick to your 1 to 2, 3% risk parameters. But this is tournament trading with a small portfolio. So, you know, you can afford to be a little bit more aggressive because the dollar amount lost at the end of the day is very minimal. All right, so I just want to go ahead and get rid of some of this stuff, and we are going to update these charts, and I'm going to come up with some kind of a trading plan that's going to save my Tourney portfolio. And then once I save it, we're not going to be trading on the weekends anymore. Let me pull this up. Where's the... I gotta find some like good royalty-free music. Might be good.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform. Describe what you want and watch it take.
Okay, this is better. If the music's too loud, just let me know. I'll turn it down. And we're gonna hop into some analysis. I'm just gonna close everything out and start from scratch. And I'm gonna find that one. I'm gonna find the one that's gonna save my Tourney port, baby. I really like this area for a long, by the way. We're going to cover that as well. Hence why I was longing it. At the end of the night last night, I was like, man, I'm just gonna do like a wider stop long. And I ran it, and I'm not one of those people that likes to like open up positions and sleep with them. So I wound up closing it shortly thereafter. Take a look at the month. So, by the way, we had a weekly swing failure pattern. I'm honestly, because now I want to switch to more high probability trades here, because I really have to, I can't afford to take any more losses on the Tourney account. We have a weekly SFP here. In my opinion, this is going down. Price is going to dump. And that's what we're going to figure out where it's going to go to. And I'm going to find an entry that I can trade off of for a short position. I'm going to short it down. I don't think that BTC is going to take a high here. If you look at the chart, let me pull up a higher time frame chart. This is pretty important in my opinion to like take into consideration. You know, this is a weekly SFP here. This is a weekly SFP here. Move down. Weekly SFP, move down. Could argue one here. Weekly SFP, move up. Weekly SFP, move down. And they're big reactions. I mean, even this one, you know, the SFP here, it's still a decent move to the downside. So I absolutely can't ignore that that had happened, and I already know that it's like my potential wave 5. So when we look at this, I just want to keep that in mind that, you know, there really is that strong possibility that we have a local high put in for, you know, maybe the next couple weeks or something like that, and we do see a little bit more of an extended move to the downside. So again, we're going to do some analysis and see if we can't find that, you know, where kind of that point is and where it might be a good idea to position for, again, that high probability trade that's going to save my portfolio on the trading tournament. I'm really going to take my time this week. I'll probably trade my main port a little bit more throughout the week. But the Tourney port, I'm really going to take my time. I want my next trade on that one to be like a banger. Like, I want it to really hit and be a good trade to recoup some of those losses. I really don't want to take another loss on that Tourney port. Oh, I like this music. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. I was at my grandma's house yesterday, and she looks at me and she goes, "You look tired." And of course I said, "Nah, I'm not tired." She's like, "Well, what's going on with you?" I said, "Oh, I've just been so busy. You know, I'm getting up early. I just got a lot of shit to do. Haven't really slept a lot." And she goes, "Well, you go home tonight and you get a really good night's sleep, okay? Like, you just take it easy." And then I go home and, you know, it's like 9 o'clock at night. I'm ready to go to sleep, start settling down. Massive dump comes in. I'm like, I'm going to trade tonight. Just gotta love it, man. And then, of course, I'm up till 2 a.m. Okay, well, right off the bat, this spot is fucking really, really hot. Now, a lot of these levels can change here, but this is a really hot level right here, 117. Super hot level. I would even argue if it were to extend up to this 118. We're going to see how these POCs compare to BITGET and Binance. You know, and like in this case, it may even be a decent idea to long ETH. But again, for my tournament trading, I'm going to stick to the asset I know best, which is BTC. And I'm just going to take my time with it. I'm really just going to really take my time on that one, because I gotta hit a banger trade to recover here. Okay. Yo, this playlist for me today is really hitting, man. I like this one a lot. This was the... Okay, we're at the monthly point of control. Below it right now. All right, so last week we talked about this being a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Saying that this could be a 5, but that this specifically was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I actually think it may be more appropriate now to say this was a 1, this was a 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's look at some extensions and see how they played. 2, 6, 1, 8. We did this one. I just want to see what it would have been. Yeah, 2, 6, 1, 8, 3. So say this was it. I don't think it's possible for this to be considered a wave 4 anymore. I would definitely argue that this was 3, 4, 5. And this is a correction. We're below the 618. Yeah, this is absolutely not a wave 4. Bounce pretty much off the dollar of the 786. I want to take a look at give me just a second. I'm going to be right back. And then I want to look at the possibility of this being a range. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I just don't like, I don't know, I just don't like this range very much. The idea of it being a range. I kind of want to entertain it, and I do like this level as a key level of importance right here. Let's focus back on a zone of resistance. I'm gonna get rid of this. Oh yeah, she's flying. See, this is what I wanted last night. No surprise it comes at New York, right? During New York session. Yeah, so 117,200 area of liquidity. H4 area of resistance. Yeah, I like this zone as resistance. I think watching for it throughout the week will be a really nice move. $24 billion negative delta. Seeing a nice move up here. A lot of longs closed out, liquidated, shorts opening up. We see a lot of this on BITGET here. It looks like a lot of longs opened up into here and then got stopped out. And don't get me wrong, there certainly were. But if we zoom out, you know, you can see longs were heavily liquidated back here, and they've been virtually flat since then, compared to shorts that are very, very, very much still open relative to the market here. I mean, this is pretty dramatic, especially on an exchange like BITGET. Pretty aggressive stuff. Weird. Yeah, she's cruising now. This is what I wanted to see. That was what I wanted to see. I'm gonna long in here for sure. Price gets its way back down. We're gonna full port it, mate. I'm not, well, I don't know about full port, but we're gonna hit it for sure. I'm just telling you right now, a 7.5 hour trade would be exactly what I need. Ugh. We're in the point of no return now. So these trading tournaments, oftentimes, like what guys will do is they'll show up, put the minimum in to trade, full port until they hit, you know, or like they'll do really large portions of their tourney portfolio size, and just deposit more money if it doesn't work out, right? And they just rinse and repeat until they hit. And it's a tournament trading strategy because you're not trading with large sums of money. Obviously, this is something you would never do with your full-size portfolio. It would be irresponsible. But it is a tournament trading strategy. You'll see guys show up and just rip 1 or 2 trades and then coast it. And I feel like I was in a position to coast, and I definitely kept it a little. I kept my foot on the gas a little bit too much at the end of last week, and then especially last night I was trying to throw a Hail Mary. Sunday night, you know, really late at night, probably not the best time to do that, but you know, we're prone to these errors. We're only human. But now that we're back at the desk, looking at it, taking a serious note on where we're at, you know, hopefully we can get some kind of a recovery on it. Mr. Fool, I almost blew up my account last night, my man. I was aping into longs. You know, you're trading a tournament, you got a small port. You just try to, I was going for aping on like I don't know that it has a name, but I call it like a tidal wave pattern, where whenever you get a really big flush, you look for price to quickly come back up and then it dumps again. We never got that, so I was longing in here and I totally blew it. You know, those late night, Sunday night, mistakes on the chart, but it's all good, man. I've been saying it all stream. I don't know when you hopped on here, but what I'm going to do is lock in and find that one high probability trade that's going to totally save the account, and we're going to make it. We're going to run it back. We're going to run this thing back, dude. It kind of looks like it's a harmonic. Yeah, I'm going to look to long this small position here, just down in here. It's a trade I often like to take. I think we had a really nice H1 closure, really strong H1 closure. You know, I'm essentially just looking to back test the point of control. It's the current weak point of control, as well as this M5 hammer candle here. To move, you'll often see, plus we're having moving averages curl up and they all kind of diverge in this zone here. So yeah, I'm gonna look to long this area here if given, and you know, hope that we'll get a little bit of a recovery here on my trade. There's a really nice area of resistance up in here, 117, 226 zone. There's some nice liquidity there. I don't know that this move will run up from here to there. I would like to think it would, but we're gonna have to wait and see. So if we go ahead and take a liquidity, you can see we have this area of liquidity here, 117 to 30 zone, which also lines up with, if we go on H4, this is an H4 last low pre-break right here. So this is a nice little level that if we come here and fill this kind of, basically think of it like this H4 fair value gap, we can come up and fill it. We can also confront these H4 moving averages here as an area of resistance. We've had a lot of shorting going on. We have about 26 billion in negative delta built up into these lows. I'm not looking for anything crazy. I just want to take out some shorts and then, you know, start to look to potentially flip short myself. I have a really big game to play this week. We're in the midst of a training tournament. I went crazy on the longs last night, irresponsibly, on the tournament account. And now I have to make up for my losses and turn this ship around, mates. And I'm thinking that this trade will be that one to do it for me. We're going to find out. And if it's not, boy, we're really going to be in a tough spot. Yeah, no problem. I'm glad you asked. God, let's see if we get it. Yeah, there hasn't really been any crazy order. But we had a really nice move to the upside here, and we can see volume sort of trailing off as price kind of has this small retracement here. What's up, M-Lock? Time to moon finally. Yeah, man. Fingers crossed. No, I haven't. I don't really look at. Mr. Full. Yeah, we've talked about that a little bit. LTC is not really for me. I think there's better, stronger alts to be looking at for longs than LTC. But because I'm in this trading tournament, I'm just going to trade the asset I know best, which is BTC. God, this kind of does look fucking sketchy, doesn't it? This is going to be a ballsy long, guys. It's kind of a ballsy move. I'm going to have a lot of recovering to do if I lose this one, too. But it's all for the love of the game, baby. We got to come out here and have some fun on the tournament, no? I know a lot of the lads are down on their accounts. I'm right there with you, lads. We're in the fucking trenches today, ain't we? I'm going to create a glimmer of hope for us. We're going to fucking recover. We're going to flip all of our losses into wins this week. And then the difference is going to be that we're not going to be aping into positions over the weekend on a massive dip. Even though it's small account trading, tourney style trading, where you want to go for massive wins at every chance you get, there comes a point where you got to cool off and control losses. And for me, that point was definitely last week, and I didn't take that opportunity, knowing that we have 2 weeks left of the tournament. The good news is I've hit my trading volume requirement, so that's good. Had to happen eventually. Just playing my part and getting that volume up, lads. It's really important, actually, that we get a strong closure above this green line. Yeah, she might fucking run away without us. I gotta play it safe, though. I can't long unless it's down here. This is the only place I'll long. Somewhere in here. If it runs away without me, that's cool. All good. I'd rather not take a trade than take a trade that I don't like. That's right. Yeah, it looks exactly like SPX. It's crazy, actually. What do you think, lads? Can I fucking recover this account or what? We gotta bring it back, baby. We gotta bring it back this week. We gotta run it back. We gotta take some high risks. High risk, high reward trades. BTC has definitely changed. The way it trades as an asset, it's 100%. It's way different than it used to be. It's a very mature. It trades like a mature asset. I think that there's a high probability that price is going to continue down. I'm just trying to trade the small move up before the next move down. Will BTC give me the opportunity to long? Probably just bounced off the 382 just now. Yep. This would be a good way to close H30. Or M30, I mean. Yeah, I don't really have, You know, I really only look at the bigger cap coins that have more liquidity. I don't really trade. Yeah, again, I think this chart does not look. I think this is a pretty hefty rejection. I don't know a lot about Monero. If I were to guess, I'd say that there's a decent probability that could be a high. That said, we're coming into an area of support here. You can see like this zone right here. We've come into for a bounce so far. That doesn't mean that it has to run away right away and just start pumping up or anything. Daily moving averages flipping over, confronting the daily moving averages. A lot of this is not necessarily a good sign of continuation or holding a support. It can reclaim these levels and it can flip them. My best guess for right now would be that this asset is going to spend some time, you know, ranging in this potential zone here where this was support. This is now resistance. Spend some time in here. That if it spends time in here and continues to hold this area of support, that's the only opportunity it has for these moving averages to roll over and for it to have some kind of a move to the upside. But yeah, I think it's just looking at it right off the bat, I think it's going to take weeks for it to resolve, you know, whatever's going on here. That said, I mean, it seems to move pretty well. Let's take a look. Yeah, I mean, it moves really, really quickly. So a lot of opportunity there. If you're comfortable with this asset and you know how it operates, I'd say there's a lot of opportunity for trades to be taken on an asset that moves, you know, 18% in a day like that, casually. Didn't it recently suffer an attempted 51% attack? This may take a while to resolve. Yeah, this might not be a trade that we'll get for a little while yet. Until after H4 close, potentially. God, the predictive model puts it all the way up here. That's pretty crazy. Man, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to get this move. She might go on without me, lads. All right, M30 is about to close, and then from here, you know, hopefully. Oh, it's beautiful. Probably actually bring it back a little bit. 400. What does that put us at? Oops. Not bad. Right on. Yeah, I just saw that news. I didn't look too much into it. Not surprised to hear that. Mm. Oh my gosh. Trading is a lot of waiting, let me tell you what. Are we gonna get this entry, lads? Are we gonna get this entry? Let's find out. I'm gonna wait for H4 to close. Yeah, that would be nice, because then it would flip this area to support with a strong H4 close, come back and retrace. Yeah, that would be ideal. Hopefully it just doesn't run off without me. Dude, this playlist is so fucking good. Yeah, a lot of waiting, huh? Lot of waiting. Oh, XRP, what you doing, buddy? What are you doing, buddy? When did this happen at? Mm. Probably have another 15 minutes yet before we know how this is going to play out. Close H4 would honestly be ideal if it closed up here. Beautiful. Now we have some liquidation right at the entry that we're looking for, so that's good. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to grab some water quick. Give me just a sec. Come on, low baby. Oops. let's see if we get that. It's gonna be a while though. Oh man. Pretty strong close. Probably going to be a while, if at all, if we get that entry back down here. But let's stay on stream through H4 close and see how it plays out. Dude, I cannot believe I fucking longed here and I longed down here and I longed in here and I got stopped out by like $5 or something. That would have played out really nice. Very, very nice. Yeah, it's finally doing that move that I've really wanted to catch. This is the one I wanted. We'll see if we get that retracement. I might be asking for a lot at this point. It'd be so sick if it had an aggressive move down right off the H4 open. So sick. God, I'd lose my fucking mind. Oh man, I would lose my fucking marbles. All right, let's close this H4 candle, huh? Let's close this motherfucker. It's gonna be a good close. God, I don't even know if it'll retrace till H6 is closed too. Maybe. I mean, it's It's hard to say how aggressive or volatile price will be, but I'm going to tell you this H4 close does bode well for that move up. That's a good look. Oh man, I don't know that I'm gonna get this entry. She might be washed. She might be washed, lads. Yeah, this, oh man, I really botched it last night. It's not good trading up till 2 a.m. I definitely, had I just held my long overnight, because I was long from down here, like 115. Had I just held that, I would have caught this move up, which was what I was looking for. I wouldn't have taken any loss at all. But instead, I wanted to be done. Be done for the night, so I ended up closing for a loss down here. Not quite down there, but down in here. I think no, it was this move here. So no, I wasn't long from 115-ish. It was long in here, hoping for that quick move up, then back down. And when I got this move, I closed out. Which I ended up taking the low again, but I would have been safe. I just couldn't risk the full port. Just wasn't worth it to me, because I know I can recover with some good trades over the course of the next 2 weeks, so it just wasn't worth the risk at the time. You know, it's always hindsight. All right, we're about to close H4. It's a good close. Good, strong close. I'm praying to God we get one of these candles right here, where it just retraces the whole thing really quick and then flies. Not as common to see something like that, but boy, would I be happy about that. All right, let's see. H4 is now open. H4 is now open for business. Oh, fucking hell. I don't know that I'm going to get this entry, and even if I do, it might not be a long while before I do. Damn. Yeah, fuck. I think it's just gonna run straight to my target out of here. Son of a bitch. Well, I'm gonna set some alerts, and you know, we're gonna go ahead and call it on stream. if I do enter position, you guys will hear about it, and this will be my zone. Ideally, I'd like to trade it up to here. That might be a little hopeful. Might be like a little much. We'll have to see. Fuck. Oh man. Ugh, I totally got botched this morning. Can't believe that happened. Gotta lock in here, lads. Gonna fucking lock in here. This week and the next week, we're gonna recover this motherfucker. I can promise you that. And I keep my fucking promises. We're gonna make it happen. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be some high risk, very dramatic trades, but a lot of fun. What do we got going on for the week? Nothing crazy. FOMC meeting minutes. Jackson Hole Symposium. Powell speaks. So yeah, I think we can expect some volatility this week. Damn. Damn, Brev. Well, it looks like this is going to keep on going for a little bit. We can call it on stream here. I don't think we're going to see, you know, like a meaningful retracement down to the zone that we're looking for until later, if at all. So I just set some alerts, and we're going to go ahead and call it on stream, and hopefully we'll hit these levels, and we'll go ahead and take some trades coming up here. Yeah, this isn't a very good move up, honestly. All right, this is just an interesting channel. I took a moment to pause and just look at it here, but as always, my friends, thank you for joining me, and we'll be back tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time for New York Open. Keep an eye out. I may look to take some trades later today. We are in the free tournament chat. You can scroll up in the chat here and you can go ahead and still register for the tournament. There is still plenty of time left and huge opportunity to actually win still. So as always, my friends, thank you for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow.